Well, relevance to us today, I think we live in a reality distortion field in testing in our organizations, not unknowingly. And I think sometimes people say things over and over again, and we start to believe it, even though deep down, we're not quite sure. And we just get on and do it, regardless. So I'm going to show you in this session now, I'm going to show you some things that I think are reality distortion fields. But before I do, I want to tell you a little story about something that happened to me about 7 years ago that emphasizes this thing. We do things because we do it. About 7 or 8 years ago, my daughter came to me and she'd just got married, and she said, "Dad," she said, "why do you cook turkey at Christmas the way you do? Because I've copied the way you do and I just don't get it." And I thought about it and I thought it does seem a bit weird, because I get the turkey, I put a lot of stuff in the turkey, I chop off the actual wings and the legs, and I put those in another pan. I then push down on the turkey so that the bone cracks, and then I baste it, and then I put it in the oven. And my daughter said, "I don't get it, Dad. Why'd you do all of that?" Why? And I said, "Well, maybe it's because it cooks better. Maybe the juices come into the stuffing and cook this." I said, "But do you know, I don't know, because my mum did it." And so I went to my mum and I said, "Mum," I said, "my daughter's asked why I cook the turkey in the way, and I've just copied you." I said, "You stuff the turkey, you cut off the things, you push down, you break the bone. Why'd you do that?" And she said, "Because I can't get it in my oven." And you know, that's it. Sometimes we never ever question things that we're on about, and until somebody says, "Why are you doing this?" So I'm going to talk to you about the super tester of today. You know, the super tester of today, the main objective of our work as testers is to run tests and find bugs and gain confidence in the process. And as a byproduct of that, like David said this morning, we provide information in a way that people can make decisions. So there's our super tester of today. However, we're also asked for other things. Estimates. How many people in the audience estimate any type of time for testing? Come on. Okay, 95%. Why? I'm going to challenge you. Why? At the end of the day, what do we estimate for? I've been teaching estimation for the last 20 years. But I'm getting to the stage of why do we bother? Because at the end of the day, we provide an estimate, and it's usually cut in half. And it's usually negotiated, and at worst case scenario, it's ignored. And we spend our time and effort going through lots of details. Now, I've got a real body language. Petra was talking about body language yesterday. I've got a body language for you. Whenever you estimate, if you've taken your car into a mechanic, okay, and you say, "Look, there's something wrong with the engine, just how much is it going to cost?" The mechanic does a very special body language that sets the bar. And they go, and you know that's expensive. So when your manager comes to you and says, "How long is it going to take you to test this application?" You go, "It just sets the bar." You know, let's say, even in Agile, we spend time planning poker. And I don't have a problem with planning poker. But you know, one of the problems we have with testing, it never finishes, it just stops. We can go on and on and on for testing, and managers just don't get why it takes us so long. And we can do work breakdown structures, we could do models, we could do test point analysis, we could do function point analysis, all of these other models for estimation we can use. But at the end of the day, whatever is given to us, we can test with that period of time. And I've lost the will to live sometimes when people ask for an estimate. And I've been there when I've said, you know, it's going to be about 2 weeks with 3 people. And they go, "Oh, no, that's not going to work. It doesn't fit in our schedule. We'll give you 1 week." And it's like, but I've just done all my work and I've said 2 weeks with 3 people and you've now cut me in half. And now I just go to the point, well, okay, give me whatever you want and we will do the best we can. And here's a tip. I learned a valuable lesson in my test management role. When I was a test manager, I reported to the CEO. And he said to me, Lloyd, he said, what are the things you want to do as a test manager? You've got a blank sheet of paper. And I said to him this, I want to be the person that signs the system off. That was the worst move of my career. You can never win. And if I had my time again, I would say, I will provide you with information so that you can make the decision. And here's my tip for everyone in this audience. When you go back to work, whenever it is, later this week, next week, and your manager, your project manager comes to you and says, can we sign off today? The answer is always yes. However. Yes, however, we've not run any tests. Yes, however, we've got 3 outstanding defects and they're all high severity, and one of them means the customers can't log on to the system. Yes, however. So let's just humor ourselves. Let's say that we spend about 1 day out of 15 estimating any aspect of testing. So now we've got this pie chart that says that around 93% of our time is allocated to finding bugs and running tests. The other 7% is estimating.